Maybe I'm old, I don't have TikTok, I've never done Xanax, but until today, nothing made me feel as old as realising that tens and thousands of children and teenagers spend their free time driving buses around the virtual recreation of my home borough. This is the strange world of Croydon Roblox.
Croydon!
If I told you that something Croydon related had gained 13.4 million page views in the past 2 years, what comes to mind? Maybe these people, or these things. But it's not any of them. 13.4 million people have viewed Croydon's public transport system recreated in Roblox. Roblox, for the uninitiated, is a money printing machine that rinses the wallets of exhausted parents across the country. I mean, Roblox, straight from the mouth of the machine, is the ultimate virtual community that you enjoy and create with friends. Basically, Roblox lets users create their own game using the Roblox engine. The possibilities, as a marketing executive might say, are limitless. Around 3 billion a year worth of limitless. This simple formula, using free user-created content to boost your platform, made Roblox one of the most popular games in the world. Across the millions of Roblox servers, you can simulate anything from anime fighting arenas to scooping poop or running away from the terror that is Roblox Peppa Pig with a baseball bat. I say you, but if you're over the age of 18, you shouldn't be playing this game regularly, because Roblox is overwhelmingly played by children. A decent chunk of which are apparently absolutely doolally about driving virtual buses and trams around Croydon. The more you know. Roblox servers also have a helpful leaderboard, which tells you exactly who has spent the most money on this particular game. It's like the developers aren't even trying. I use this free Robux to USD calculator tool to work out exactly how much the top player on this server has spent on this game. They put in about $1,000 on this user-created content, or by £800 if you use proper money. Times that by the literally hundreds of players who put in similar amounts each day, and it's clear that Croydon Roblox is making some serious cash. Some of which was apparently spent on getting Among Us TikToker and political bag chaser Nigel Farage to do the tram announcements. Yeah, that Nigel Farage.
This tram is for
Mitcham Junction.
the next stop will be East Croydon. Please everybody, travel safely, keep smiling.
So, there's actually a thriving community around Croydon Roblox. The game was first created by a team called Centra Group, organised by Roblox user Wheat. There's not much info on the pseudonymous Kronks Crafter online, but we did find them on Twitter, where they seemingly spend a lot of time complaining about slow buses. Videos about Croydon, the London transport game, to give it its full name, get thousands of views on YouTube. There are dozens of creators in this thriving niche, including RoutemasterStudios and Buses and Trains RBX. They have titles like "Is this the best route on Croydon Roblox?", "5 things I wish I knew when I started playing Croydon Roblox," or "Is this the best route for features on Croydon?" So, what kind of kids play this game? The developer's description, which has 20,000 likes by the way, says that the game is for fans of bus simulators, London adventures, multiplayer action, and empire building. That's a diverse crowd. But if we want to get into the belly of the beast and find out exactly what makes these Arriva mad school kids tick, we need to get directly to the back of the bus. Because that, as every Croydon secondary schooler knows, is where the cool kids sit. Except I booted up Croydon Roblox and couldn't figure out how to get on a bus, let alone get to the back of one. As you can see here, with this virtual bus driver leaving me in the dust instead of picking me up, a feeling all TFL users have felt at least once. As a game, Croydon Roblox is endearingly clunky, it's intimidating, it's full of juvenile puns, like this, and this. That's okay, I don't know anything about wheat, but they are, most likely, a young person. What's not so excusable, however, are some of these shop names. Take a stroll through the game's virtual recreation of Croydon's famous Home Office buildings, which in real life welcome many immigrants to London, and you'll see this interesting banner. aside from the odd instance of racial stereotyping, the actual gameplay of Croydon Roblox was strangely enjoyable. I played the game for 30 minutes, having a right old giggle. But by the end, I was none the wiser on how to drive a virtual 312. More than half the time, I tried getting on a bus and just ended up walking through the doors like the Peckham Terminator. If you know, you know. On this day, there was only so much virtual cronks I could take, maybe because I'm not a child, and I had better things to be doing, like putting on dress up and making silly videos. So, I got back to it. Having dipped my toes in the virtual CRO, I decided I'd better speak to someone who was more well versed in its lore. It was time to speak to RoutemasterStudios. We asked Kieran to meet us at the back of the bus. He declined and offered to meet us on Discord instead. Fair enough. His YouTube channel has more subscribers than mine. I'm not jealous at all, Kieran. On the channel, the 15-year-old follows the hyped up YouTube gaming formula to a T. He's amassed 1,500 followers while talking about the best choices for driving virtual buses around New Addington. His most popular video is entitled Croydon Roblox for Beginners. Here are the top 10 tips and tricks for routes, buses and points. It has 10,000 views. We asked RoutemasterStudios why he thinks people really like driving buses around virtual Croydon.
Yeah, things like the best buses to buy, the best routes to drive, the way to, make your own Croydon company. I think that's what makes it appealing for a lot of people. Personally, the reason I make a lot of videos on Croydon Roblox is there's a lot to talk about.
We also asked him if he actually lives in the borough that he spends a lot of virtual time in.
I am not from Croydon myself. People who like buses and trains, there is not many of them that you'd probably meet in real life. So a couple years ago, I joined Roblox, started playing a lot of train games. Pre-Croydon, there were other Roblox bus games like Canterbury and Apsley. But Croydon is the most sort of sophisticated, is the way I'd put it.
No.
Since you've been relatively successful in the Croydon Roblox space, do you think you'll continue YouTube in the future?
Yeah, so to answer your question, no. I don't plan to do YouTube for my life or as a job or anything like that. Especially sort of the start of this year, I've seen a lot of people retiring from YouTube. As doing it as a hobby, I see there's a lot of work behind it. I manage everything myself. I do all my thumbnails, all my editing. I do everything, and I cannot do that for the rest of my life.
Lastly, we had to ask, what's your favourite bus route in Croydon?
My favourite non-company route would probably be the 289. Not much reason, just very simply 289. I think it's a good route, serves good areas.
So, what's the message here? Is this a nefarious attempt by TfL to hook Croydon's kids on the prospect of a steady, well-paid union job that provides vital services to the borough's residents?
I'd love to go into, behind the scenes of TfL and maybe other transport operators, definitely. I think.
Or is it a subversive art piece, satirising the boring but essential inner workings of London's public transport system, seen through the lens of commercialism and video games? Or is it just a bunch of bus nerds getting their rocks off over engine physics and the most efficient route planning? I'm not sure. Much like driving buses around the virtual recreation of Croydon, there may not be much of a point to all this, but it is, undeniably, quite interesting. As always, keep watching the Cronks.